Yo, what it do, what it do? It's that wrestling dude. And I'm joined always with the redhead, who none of this would be made possible if it wasn't for him. Oh, Ginger Spice, what's going on, homie?
Thanks, Reese. I really appreciate the love and making me feel really wanted on the podcast.
That's the
We
only
have
way
a
to keep you
special guest
around.
today. That's the only way to keep me around. You got to fluff my ego here, but that's cool. Whose ego are we going to fluff tonight?
Man, we're joined, I think, by a first manager, right? I mean, he's not only a commentator, but he's also the manager of champions himself, man. Oh, Stix, man. Welcome.
Welcome to the show,
What's
Stix.
going on? The world's most famous plaything coming at you live, large, and in charge with that wrestling dude. What's going on, boys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the invite, man. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely, man. Let's hop right in, man. How long you been in the business? Where you based out of? And I guess who kind of trained you? I mean, do you even get training?
So, yeah, I was trained at a school called Go Wrestle out of Daytona Beach by a guy named Kyle Blizzard, who was trained by the Dudley Boys. And I started January 2019. So I'm coming up on 6 years. And really, it was weird for me because I had been messaging schools. I was living in Chicago at the time. I was working at a gym overnights. I wasn't making any money. Snow was shit, and I wanted to come back to Florida and enjoy the beach a little bit. So I had planned to come back to Florida, but I had decided that at that point, if I was going to chase this thing, if I was going to do this full time and full speed, I had to find a school. And they were running shows every week, and they were running training Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I reached out to Kyle Blizzard, and I said, hey, man, I got cerebral palsy. I walk with canes. Do you think I could train as a manager and a commentator? And he said, well, let's see what you got. And, I started that next week after I moved back. That Friday, I started ringing the bell, and then the following week, I started training, learning how to take bumps and work safe and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I haven't been officially trained, and I know how to do everything the right way. And honestly, being somebody that was born with cerebral palsy, I've been taking bumps literally since I was 5 years old. Because in the 90s, when you were a kid and you were in physical therapy, what they would do is they put you in different scenarios and they push you over and they teach you how to fall safely, because I fall a lot, right? My life is I'm gonna tumble. I'm a tumbleweed. That's why I'm short and round, so I can roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the deal. So I've literally been bumping since I was 5 years old.
Okay. Damn, that's a dope ass story. You from Florida originally?
Yeah, I was born in Gainesville. I was
Okay.
born at the University of Florida. I was adopted in Lake City, and then we moved to Dallas, lived in Dallas for a little bit, moved back to Florida, and that's really where my love of wrestling started. I was in sixth grade. I just moved back, and I was the kid in the wheelchair, and the schools in Florida are really spread out, so everything's in portables and everything's everywhere. And one particular day, I was in a restroom in a handicap stall, and I go to leave, and I hear a group of young men enter the restroom, and they held the door shut, and they started bombing me with paper towels they had urinated on and dipped in the urinals, and they started throwing them over. So it was a really bad day for me. I go home, and honestly, you can't really tell anybody when you're getting bullied, because what happens? It just makes it worse, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in my room. I'm in a real bad state of mind. I think it was really the first time I had contemplating leaving this planet, right? And I knew I needed to find a way out of that. I needed to find a different mindset. So I had this little TV that only got local channels, and I started flipping through it, and I see SmackDown on TV, and I see DX on TV, and they're telling the world to suck it, and they're big and strong, and they're cutting kick-ass promos. And I don't know, for me, that was the moment where it just injected my bloodstream. And after that, I started going backwards and studying the history of wrestling, and then I got into wheelchair bodybuilding, and the rest is history, and here we are.
Oh shit, wheelchair bodybuilding. You must be lucky you got
Yeah,
out of
2008, I was. What's up?
Go ahead.
Oh, 2008, I was nationally ranked as second in the country as a heavyweight,
Nice.
wheelchair national. So, yeah, I've had some crazy fun. Sorry, somebody's calling me.
Blowing up already.
It's probably a booking. Yeah, let's go. But yeah, man, I mean, it really changed my life. That love of wrestling evolved into a desire to learn about the sport, the business, and everything that goes in and out with it, and then taught me how to be fitness conscious, and then it got me certified as a personal trainer, certified nutritionist, all that. And just really changed my life. And then, like I said, when I moved back from Chicago, I just decided to go at it full speed and, fuck the doubters and the haters, and let's see what we can do with it.
Which DX was it that you saw on TV?
So it was
Because
DX, but
my
also
favorite's
it was
got
the
my favorite's
episode.
got to be the New Age Outlaws one. New Age
Yeah, yeah,
Outlaws,
yeah.
X Pac,
So it
Triple H.
was.
That's the best DX.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was them, but it was also the episode where Shawn Michaels came out in his little bike shorts with the sock in, and he was doing guest referee with The Rock and Triple H for the title. It was that particular episode. So yeah, that was. I mean, it just sticks out in my mind as I had seen wrestling before on TV. I had seen WCW. I had seen old WWF, old school American ropes, and all that. But it didn't really click for me until that particular moment.
I remember that. Sean stuffing his fucking biker shirt.
I think he got fined like $5,000 for that shit.
Yeah, and then I heard the story of that. He went back there and they're talking shit to him. He was like, "You see how the people went crazy?" And then the next week they're like, "Hey, you got anything more crazy shit you want to do out there? It's actually working."
And that's snowball, baby. That's how it works.
Yeah, for sure. What's that? Without pulling the curtain back too much, what's that manager training like? Like outside of the taking the bumps, learning all that shit. Like what goes into
So
that?
honestly, for me, I was trained as a wrestler. I wasn't really trained as a manager, right? I was trained how to take heat. I was trained how to sell. I was trained. Really, honestly, my training was first I'm going to teach you how to bump, then I'm going to teach you different holds, which I already kind of knew because when I was a kid, part of my physical therapy, they put me in adaptive karate and adaptive jujitsu. So I've been rolling around for a very long time. So I knew a lot about submissions and holds and things like that. But my training really was get in the middle of the ring. We're going to teach you how to take a beating and sell it. And then we're going to teach you psychology after that. And then promos, of course. And promos have kind of been a natural thing for me. I've been talking in front of crowds since I was 5 years old. So it doesn't really God gave me the gift of gab, luckily, and a big enough brain to make it work. So it all kind of came together.
What kind of crowd you talking to when you were 5 years old?
So my dad was an actor on TV and on local plays and things like that. So he kind of thrust me into it. I started doing plays when I was 5. I played Geppetto in the Pinocchio play at my local library, and then I did some local stuff with the local theater with him as him encouraging me. In fact, there's a restaurant in Tampa. I don't know if it's still open, but it's a big pirate restaurant, a big pirate ship, right? We had a big family reunion there one particular night, and they had a stage, and there was a microphone laying there. So me, this precocious little 6-year-old kid, walks up, grabs the mic, turns it on, starts telling jokes. First joke I ever told: why did the chicken cross the road?
Classic.
Why?
Because he had to fart. I don't know, 6-year-old me thought that was hilarious, right? So, it just sort of happened, right? And I don't know, it's been a bugging me forever. You put me in front of a live crowd, it's where I feel most comfortable.
Cool. How long part of your training before you actually started doing shit, I guess?
Oh, it was pretty quick. It was about 2-3 months, and they, I had, like I said, I started to ringing the bell. So I would work. We'd do shows every Friday in this old medical warehouse that we turned into an arena, and we had a 6-sided ring, so it was really cool. But I started ringing the bell, and then a couple weeks after that, literally the guy who was the announcer at the time couldn't make it. So they were like, "Hey, can you be a ring announcer? Here's the microphone. Go get everybody's information." 15 minutes before bell time. So I'm in the back in a button-up shirt and a half clip-on tie, trying to get everybody's info. Throw me out in front of a live crowd. I sucked, of course, because I was nervous as shit, right? Like I don't want to screw up. And then I'm trying to channel my inner Howard Finkel and my inner Tony Timmel, and I can't find my rhythm. But then a couple weeks later, because of my radio experience, the boss was like, "Hey, can you do commentary?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I started doing commentary literally a month after I started training, and then about a month after that, started doing backstage interviews, and it turned into me taking bumps and being a manager and things like that. So it happened pretty quick. And then about 3 months after, I started just traveling on the road and trying to just go to shows and help out. I didn't really have a name for myself. Nobody really knew who I was, but one of my best friends at the time, Matt Grafer, who is MC for the Savannah Bananas at the current time,
Nice.
he would literally give bookings all over the place, and I would just be like, "Hey, can I ride with you?" And he'd, yeah, whatever. And I would go and I'd shake hands and kiss babies, and I'd say, "Look, I'm new in the business. I'm trying to learn. I'll run lights. I'll DJ. I'll ring the bell. I'll do whatever you need." And that was really me, trial by fire on the road, and we did that for I don't know a couple of years until he got his big break, and now I'm running up and down the road with Jules Bradley and doing solo stuff. So it's been a crazy wild ride.
Yeah. Who knew the fucking Savannah Bananas would blow up the way they have, man?
Yeah, man. You want to talk about a fun show, man. If you've never been live, it's one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen, for sure. I mean, it's
Yeah, 'cause
crazy.
my buddy showed me clips about a year and a half ago, and it wasn't even nearly as big as it is now. And now you see him like fucking stadiums and shit sold out.
Yeah, man. They got like 5 million followers on TikTok and 2 million on Instagram, and all they do is post reels, man. They don't advertise. They don't do
Yeah.
nothing, and they got a 3 million people waiting list to buy tickets. So that's
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Jesus.
They sold out
Gin,
Fenway 2 nights in a row.
yeah, Ginger's like a baseball meets pro wrestling. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters, I guess, of baseball.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I saw John Cena did something with them once.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He was in Tampa. They were
Yeah.
running Tropicana Field, and he showed up and hit a bat, hit a couple balls for him and stuff. And Matt actually got to introduce him. He said that was one of the coolest things ever.
Oh, that's gotta be awesome.
But Jesse, the guy that owns the team, the guy in the yellow tux, said that his three biggest inspirations were the Harlem Globetrotters, Barnum and Bailey, and Vince McMahon. So yeah, it's
There you go.
wrestling meets Harlem Globetrotters in the circus, and it really has worked for them. They're blowing up all over the place.
Yeah. It's crazy how quick they blew up. So you're on the radio too? You're a disc jockey, or you like a
Yeah, I
traditional
was part of a
top
morning
10
show.
or
Yeah, no, I was part of a rock morning show, 95.7 The Hog in Daytona with Frank Scott and Tracy Dillon. Frank, Tracy, and Stix, and we did that for 6, 7, 8 years, and we were number one, I think, in the marketplace for about 5 straight years. So we did all right. And then they got bought out by a new company, and we all got kicked shit cans. So it is what it is.
it's always happened. And that's still around because I could have swore I used to see that hog advertise billboard on I-4, I want to
Oh
say.
yeah. They're still running. They just can't afford me.
How'd you get into radio? You still into that shit?
So I was trying to figure out how I could be entertaining because I wasn't sure if wrestling was going to be a thing. I was like 13. I really wanted to do something in entertainment, and I knew I could be something somewhere, right? And I used to have this little clock radio I would turn on when I was doing homework when I was a kid, and it was Planet Radio out of Jacksonville, and I would listen every day. Like, man, I could do that. I could do commercials. I could talk shit and play music, and I love music, so why not, right? So Flagler College out of St. Augustine was running auditions for their college-run radio station. They take volunteers. So I think I had just turned 18, and I begged my parents. I was like, "Can I just go down and check it out and ask questions and learn what I can learn?" And a guy named Dan McCook, who is still the student advisor / station manager over there, he saw something in me, and he said, "Yeah, come on, man." So 3 days a week, I would drive up to St. Augustine, literally sit in a practice production booth, cut commercials, read the newspaper, learn how to read ahead, 3 words ahead and all that. And about 6 months after that, I was on the air Tuesday mornings, Thursday mornings, and then it just spiraled after that. And I was in college in Daytona. I was going to Daytona State, and I drove past the Hog radio station, the group of radio stations, and I walked in and I said, "You guys need interns?" And they said, "We don't really have interns, but we always need help." So I got hooked up as an intern, and I would do everything. I made coffee, I took out the trash, I stuffed envelopes, I did everything I could do. And one day I was literally in a production studio just having fun, just cutting a fake commercial as Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the general manager overheard me and knocked on the door and called me to her office. And I was like, "Oh, I'm fucked," right? But then she was like, "Hey, do you want a job? We need somebody. We need a third wheel for the morning show. We need somebody to answer phones and be the comic relief." And the next day, literally the next day, I signed the paperwork and I was on the air, and that was the end of my college career.
Let me hear that, Arnold.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? I like to work out. You gotta pump the guns, baby. You gotta hit the muscles, the biceps and the triceps. You know, you gotta eat the chicken. You gotta drink the milk. Milk is for babies. When you grow up, you have to drink beer.
Spot on, man. Spot
Yeah.
on.
It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. What up? So me and him kind of been talking about fucking around and doing some commentary just on matches either we record or whatever. What kind of preparation do you do to commentate?
So I think one of the things that's really important for a commentator is know your spot. Are you the color guy, or are you the straight man, or the lead? So if you're the lead, your job is to know the background of each guy, know the move set, know what does what and why it does it, right? If you're color, you're the heel, you're the smartass. You get to add the spice to the steak, if you will. I think you got to know your spot, know where you're supposed to be, and if you're the lead, you're the point guard. Your job is to feed the ball. All you do is feed the ball. My job, like for example, if you're color and I'm lead, all I'm gonna do is say stuff, serve you up a ball. It's your job to hit it out of the park with something funny, something quippy, and make it money.
Okay. What do you like
And if
doing
you're
better?
a color guy, your job is to be a smartass.
Yeah. What do you like being a smartass better?
Oh, way better. I'm a natural heel. I can't help it. I don't, and like you would think a guy with cerebral palsy, right? I'm supposed to be a baby face, sympathy, all that. Nah, man. I'm a ex strip club DJ. I'm a scumbag, baby. I like winning, I like money, and I like ladies. That is my life. That is who Stix is, with the volume turned all the way the fuck up.
Where'd you DJ at? Here in Florida or outside of Florida?
Yeah. So I DJed at a couple clubs. I DJed at a club called Club Topic in Daytona, and then I DJed most recently at Molly Brown's in Daytona on Beachside. I was there for, I want to say 5 years. Wow. And it became really toxic and not good. And I really was putting that ahead of my mental health and wrestling and what I really wanted to focus on, which was, of course, wrestling full time, because I am good enough or confident enough to believe enough in myself to think that at some point I'm going to play for the Super Bowl. I'm going to make it to the Fed. I'm going to do all the things I have in my head, right? And I can't do that if I'm distracted by dumb shit.
Yeah.
I can't do that if I'm distracted by all the drama and all the bullshit that comes with that environment. So I just had to walk away and kind of reset.
That's the only way, man. I mean, you'll get a lucky break here and there, but you got to put in that effort, and you got to like it just shows to want to put in that effort, because you see the people out there who put in the effort, and people are just going through the fucking motions.
I think I've heard this several times from several people considered to be great in their field. To be great at anything, you have to be obsessed. Yeah. You have to be laser focused, and people around you have to think you're a little sick in the head to want to be where you're at and get where you want to go. Because if you want to be at the upper echelon of whatever business it is, you have to see yourself there. You have to believe whether or not anybody else believes around you. You have to see it for yourself, and you have to be willing to put in that work. I think that manifestation is very real, but without action, manifestation doesn't happen.
I agree with that.
Weasel does all the work for this. This is why I say it's your show, Weasel. You manifest everything, dude. I, on the other hand, am very lazy.
Bro, all you've been doing the whole show is rolling your twist. I get it. It's
fine. He's pulling bullshit too, because he got rid of his co-host at the very bottom under his name now.
I didn't. I had to.
He's a part-timer now.
Yeah.
What happened with that? I got a new phone and I had to type in all of that, and I was like, "Let me just get in the room."
Damn, new phone. Business is good.
Again, laziness. 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
It's a replacement phone, not a new phone.
Brother can't type for a 3 count. What the fuck?
I know. That's what I'm saying. He wrote out Ginger Spice. He couldn't write out co-host. That's what? Fucking 7 characters?
He's busy. He's cleaning his threads right now. He's cleaning them out.
Dick.
Come on, guys.
What's
I
up?
was trying to get in the room.
What's the best stripper names out there that you've heard that you've had a call?
Good Lord. There's always a Destiny. There's always a
Always a
Brittany.
candy.
Always a Candy.
Welcome to the stage,
Anything I at
candy.
the end. See, there was a Puerto Rican girl named Nati. I liked it. That was different. Let's see. Chocolate was one of my favorites. She was just this
Chocolate.
really skinny black girl. Spider was another one.
Oh, yeah.
She had a face tattoo. I was a little scared of her.
I
She looked like
bet she probably
Mike
had a
Tyson's cousin.
She probably had a C-section scar and everything too.
Oh yeah, day shift all day, my guy. Let's see. God, I have stories as more than I remember names. I watched a
All
girl
right, so
do.
let me hear some stories that you're allowed to tell.
Any
Okay,
dwarfs?
so okay. First, let me ask, what kind of show is like? Where can I go?
And wherever the fuck you want, man. Have at it.
All right. So
Yeah, you're talking to two
we
heathens
had
here.
these two. Look, I'm here for it. I'm a scumbag too. We had these two girls come in, two young girls. One was a little thicker than the other one, but they had matching light up butt plugs, right? And they went on stage together with these light up butt plugs. One was bigger than the other one. This girl with the bigger one goes to squat down on the rail because on the stage there's a rail that goes around. She goes to squat down on the rail in front of a customer. The butt plug falls out of her ass onto the lap of the customer, right? This man was so mortified. I don't think I've ever seen another human being so scared in my life. And there was doo-doo on the tip. Brother left. So I'm out. I'm done. Didn't even pay his tab. He left his card there. I don't know if he went back and get it. Brother just walked out. I saw two girls in G-strings fight over $1. I saw one girl so drunk she forgot where she was on stage, fell backwards and did a backflip off the stage.
Damn.
That was great. I had a customer rush the DJ booth because I was talking shit on the microphone because they weren't spending money and they wanted to fight me. I had a stripper threaten to kill me in the parking lot because I got mad because she wasn't tipping, and I told her I was going to play her Achy Breaky Heart, and she didn't like that. So, I mean, I got stories for days.
Must have been what a life, what a job too. But I can see how
Brother,
that shit gets old real quick.
I used to say that I was an adult daycare activities director. That was my job title. Because literally that's what I do. Right? As a DJ, my job is to be the quarterback. I set the vibe for the club, make sure the bar makes money, make sure VIP makes money. I'm promoting drink specials, VIP, all that. And then make sure the girls on stage are happy enough so that at the end of the night, they give me a percentage of what they make and I walk out with a full pocket. That's my job. But at the same time, my job is also to be the eye in the sky and help security and help the door and make sure nobody's doing drugs and all that crazy shit.
Yeah. Who's the first person you ever managed?
Blaine Rage out of Jacksonville. He was I think he was trained by Dory Funk Jr.
Okay.
And he's a short, muscled up dude. Awesome guy. We were doing some backstage stuff, and we're doing backstage stuff, and the floor was concrete. And he goes, "Hey, can I bump you?" And I said, "Sure, why not? Who cares, right?" Not thinking anything about it, right? So he puts his hands on me. I go down, whatever. We do the segment. He picks me up. He goes, "Hey, man, we got to work something out." So we worked out the story where I was this naive guy that just wanted to be a wrestler, kind of like if a Make-A-Wish kid was a manager, right? And so I was the Make-A-Wish kid, and he was the guy that was like treating this naive kid like an idiot. And he would put me in the situations where I would end up taking all the big bumps for him, and he would find a way to keep the title and all this. So it ended up being really nice and working out well. But currently, I'm managing Jules Bradley. I've done some work with August Artois, the real, the raw, the goddamn draw, August Artois. But I've gotten to work with some really cool people, and right now Jules Bradley the shining jewel of the South, the patriarch of the trailer park, the Duke of the Double Wide. We're doing some good work. We've been working together now for about a year, and up and down these roads all over the country. So doing some good shit.
I love his best top 3 mullet in the biz right now.
Oh yeah, baby. No top mode. No. No Devin Diaz.
Devin
None of that.
Diaz,
Get
I'll
out of
tell
here.
you.
I love Devin Diaz. I love Billy. I love Devin Diaz, but nah, man. The shiny one got the money mullet, baby.
He's got the
Florida follicle fountain. Get off me.
He's got the best song too, man. I was vibing at fucking
Yeah.
GCW Black Friday.
Shake your mullet. Yeah, dude. And the dude who wrote the song is actually working on a remix specifically for him. So
No shit.
it'll be really cool when that comes out. Yeah.
Did he make the song for him initially, or he just found it?
No, he just made the song, and Jules happened to find it. It was like, "Hey, can I use this?" And brother was like, "Yeah, go for it." And they became fast friends. And he lives out in Arizona. We're trying to get out that way, West Coast style. So hopefully, we'll get a chance to have him live perform it one day at a show, and that'll be really, really cool.
Oh, for sure. Would he find it on LimeWire?
No, brother, that was my shit.
Throwback.
And now he found it in somebody's top 8. That's I don't think that's LimeWire. What was the other one? Napster. He found it on Napster.
Yeah.
I was too young for
Straight
Napster.
out of
I'm all about
Trailer Park.
LimeWire.
Yeah. Hey, baby. Nah, man. Too many bugs in LimeWire, man. Too many bugs.
I know it was true. It was true. Too many bugs. You're right.
I had to throw away like 3 laptops because of LimeWire.
What up? That Norton antivirus, yo.
Yeah.
No, I got that Clinton virus. All my emails got hacked.
Was everyone cool with you at the beginning, or you had some people that are hating on you?
So I think I make a lot of people nervous still. I think I make a lot of people, because when you see me, right, you're not really sure what to think. This big 4-legged gorilla out here just trying to make his way in wrestling. I still get sideways looks when I walk into locker rooms, but that's okay as long as at the end of the night, I get the handshake. Hey, I didn't know you could do that. Good work, all that stuff. So I don't really care about the beginning. I'm more concerned about the end. I would rather you doubt me when you don't know me, then you watch me work and realize that everywhere I go, I add to the product, whether it's commentary, whether it's ring announcing, whether it's managing, whether if it's running sound. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like if I can make the product better, your opinion means nothing to me. And like, I know there's people who still to this day think that I belong on the other side of the guardrail, but to that I say, try to keep up. Yeah, that
try
part.
to keep up. I like that.
Tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, that part.
What's been your favorite moment so far?
I've been really blessed. I think my favorite moments have been more behind the scenes, like getting a chance to work with the NWA and be part of their TV tapings, and see Jules get his first match with them. I was actually supposed to be part of that, but things changed. Like I said, I make people nervous. So, cards up to change. It is what it is. But getting to learn from guys who I respect, who I've seen on TV, who take the time to answer my questions and answer my phone calls and answer my text messages and try to put me in the right place. I've gotten to learn from guys like Aaron Stevens, formerly Damian Sandow, guys like EC3, guys like Tom Latimer, and Brian Idol and Natalia, who really have helped me in times when I had questions or I felt unsure and things like that. And getting to spend time with guys, even guys like referees like Jason Ayers, who is a big time referee for WWE, and getting to pick their brains on how to be better, how to add nuances to what we do. I think that's my favorite part. I don't think I'll ever have a moment in front of the camera unless, of course, I main event WrestleMania, which is the ultimate goal. But I think it's really important, especially this last year, I've learned to take a second and stop and enjoy the moment, enjoy the rooms that you're in, enjoy the places that you are. I got to work my second WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia this past year, and of course worked it in Tampa when it was in Tampa. GCW ran a whole day worth of shows, and got to do. I think I called like 30 matches that particular day, but things like that, I will never lose sight of how grateful I need to be for those moments. I get to be in rooms with people who people watch on TV and go, man, I really idolize that guy, and I get to learn from those people. So things like that mean more to me than the stuff in front of the camera will ever.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does, and that's what a lot of people say too. Is like the destination. Once you get there, it's not as thrilling as getting there to begin with. The the journey. The journey is better than the destination.
I
And getting there.
Absolutely, and I think as long as you keep changing the destination, right? As long as you keep pursuing better, more things, I think you're adding not just to your career but to your life. I've learned so much about being a human being when it comes to being on the road. Anything can happen on the road. I've had the weirdest shit happen to me on the road. You got to be prepared for anything, but that's what it teaches you, to be a Swiss Army knife and to be prepared and be ready and literally roll with the punches. Because you never know what's going to happen. Your belt's going to break, and you're not going to be able to hold it up your pants, so you got to go buy suspenders at Walmart 30 minutes before a show, or you're going to drive 20 hours to make call time, but you're going to make it 10 minutes before you walk out, and then you got to walk and talk because you're in the opening match and the guy you're wrestling doesn't know you. And it's things like that I think will make you a better human as well as a better performer. So as long as the destination keeps changing, the journey never gets old.
I'm with that. What's you named a lot of names there. What's some of the best advice you've received?
Slow down and less is more. I think a lot of times, especially today, I see so many guys get. You got 6 to 8 minutes, right? Curtain to curtain. You got 8 minutes. You want to do 25 things. Why? When you can do 6 and they mean 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Right? It's the space between. It's the facials. It's the pauses. It's the noises you make. It's the things you say more than the moves will ever mean. Right? I could do 450 splashes. I could do sentons. I could do all that crazy stuff. I can't do any of that stuff because palsy. But I mean, it doesn't matter what you do as long as there's a story behind it. There has to be a reason for it. I think psychology is the most important part of what we do, and watching guys at the apex of this, that's what that's taught me. It doesn't matter what you do as long as there's a solid reason for it. It will make sense, and it will add to the show. It will add to the match. It will add to the story, and that's the ultimate goal. Prolong the story for as long as you can, so you can sell as many tickets as you can, sell as many T-shirts as you can. Because at the end of the day, this is the professional business of wrestling. It's not the professional wrestling business. Professional business of wrestling. We're here to tell stories, but we're also here to make money.
Yeah.
And I think when you remember that, when you learn that, when that clicks for you, you become better at this than you ever realized you could. It doesn't matter how many bumps I take. I don't need to take bumps on the outside every time. I don't, as long as I do the right thing at the right time to add to the match, to help Jules or help the story prolong itself, then I've done my job to the utmost.
Yeah. I think that's what's killing AEW now, man, is they'll try to cram in 20,000 fucking spots in a 5-minute match and like three Canadian destroyers off the top rope onto the outside and they kick
Dude,
out every
what
one
was
of
that
them.
sequence? Yeah, what was that sequence the other day? They did like Canadian destroyer after Canadian destroyer after Canadian destroyer, like and they did there was like a side by side because they were the same segment. WWE does the tombstone spot with Randy. Randy gets hurt, gets stretchered out. But AEW is doing like 3, 4, 5 Canadian destroyers. Doesn't mean anything. I don't care about Canadian destroyers. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
If it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care if you can do it. Cool. I know lots of people that can do it. It doesn't matter.
I had a buddy of mine who's on the indie scene. I think he's probably hasn't wrestled like in 10 years. Afro boy. All he was a big ass fucking afro, and he got booked everywhere. And he had the same simple 10 moves. And he would tell me, he's like, I get booked more than the guy who's jumping off the top rope into the crowd, killing himself every match just because he's a bland ass fucker. And I just have an afro who just have, just the character. You're doing something, you're meaning something, and getting way more attention than someone who's killing themselves out there.
Dude, I will listen. Jules and I could walk out. I could limp and gimp and pimp my way out to the ring, and he can shake his mullet, and he can walk around the ring and get up on the top rope and do the mullet shake and yell at the crowd. There's 5 minutes. We're done.
Yeah.
Take 3 bumps and go home. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. We didn't have to do nothing. We didn't have to do nothing. Me yelling at the crowd, telling some little kid that he was adopted, his parents don't even love him, and Jules is over here shaking his mullet, dropping an elbow, doing the funky Cole Medina, and the match is over. We're good. We got paid. Let's go home. Let's go to Waffle House. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
No,
I agree,
you say
man.
it like that.
Yeah, but it's true though. I mean, it's all about entertaining the crowd. I mean, some people think that they have to do all these crazy ass fucking moves to entertain the crowd. And sometimes it's the simplest things that just has people in tune. I mean, Ginger used to always say like the crowds love to sing along and chant along to people. The stupidest shit. LA Knight with his stupid catchphrase, and everyone fucking loves it just because they love to be entertained and be along and go along with that shit.
Yeah, brother does 6 moves. He has 6 moves, man.
He's
punches
getting
and
old
kicks
too.
and a spine buster and a finish, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. I equate it to fireworks, right? If you put fireworks in the right spot at the right time, pyro in the right spot at the right time, it means something. But if you just do a fucking finale for 10 minutes, nobody cares. It's boring.
Yeah, it's true.
Where's the money? Where's the draw, right? If I spend my hard-earned money to go to a WWE show or an indie show, right? And this is one thing I noticed. You'll see the same thing 4 times. You'll see the same spot 4 times in 4 different matches because nobody takes the time to communicate and say, I'm doing this in my match. What are you doing in yours? So there's a separation of the psychology, right? Oh, I'm going to work the leg. Okay, so we should probably work the arm or the neck, or I'll work your back or your shoulder, right? Because nobody wants to see the same thing over and over and over and over. It's boring.
Yeah.
Right? Make it make sense and make me want to buy a ticket. And I feel like the art of selling a ticket is lost on guys because they think, well, my work rate gets me over. Does it? Does it? Because you know how many guys I've asked when I go to do commentary, who are you? What's your story? I don't know. I'm just a wrestler. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So you're a creative wrestler off of fucking Raw and SmackDown? What is it? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But you give me a guy like Casey Vi who is becoming wrestling's Tony Robbins. He comes out with a little microphone on his face and he walks out and he's got the Vi method and he does his thing. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Give me that all day. You got a guy like Big Boy Patty who's a big cowboy and he's big Puerto Rican cowboy and he comes out and he clotheslines people and he talks shit and he spits. Like, that's awesome. Don't give me boring creator wrestler bullshit. Because that's not going to sell tickets. Nobody's going to buy a T-shirt that says "I'm a wrestler." You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, those are the guys that stick out too. The ones that like we had Rafael Delgado on here last week, and I was kind of telling him the same thing, man. Like you stick out, man. Lexi Gomez, the same thing. She sticks out. Like just that character of having something that is different, and it's not the same old bullshit that everyone else has.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. You guys have had August on. August Artois. I love him. We're in Atlanta. Shut up. You love him. we're doing the show in Atlanta. He's in a battle royal, right? There's like 15, 20 guys. He's in a battle royal. Dude goes out, does his thing, makes his entrance, throws like 3 punches, rolls out of the ring, does all this shit on the outside, right? Goes in, wins the battle royal, leaves. Didn't do nothing. Most entertaining guy in the battle royal.
Exactly. He entertained the people. He made them feel like they were in the show, and that's what's important.
Right. And that's what it's about. And I think that's a lost art. Working the crowd and understanding where a crowd is and where you want to take them. That art of, can I take you up? Can I take you down? Can I take you on that roller coaster ride, that ebb and flow? That is what a live performance is supposed to be.
Yeah.
When you go to a concert, you don't hear 7 slow songs in a row. There's pacing. There's a cadence to it. And that's the same thing with wrestling. And I think I'm very old school when it comes to that. I think there is a lost art in controlling the crowd. There's a feeling you get when you know you got them in the palm of your hand. There's a feeling you get when you know what you're doing has them at a fever pitch, when you want them at a fever pitch.
Yeah. He's got it. He's got it too. Because I think it was GCW 25 I saw him pick up a kid and use him to drop kick Starling, and then I also saw him motorboat some lady in the crowd, all in the same match.
I think that was in Scotland.
Yeah, some English lady. That was not okay. That's definitely how you get COVID.
Come on, man. We're over it. It's over.
You're in Florida now, man. That shit don't exist in Florida.
Yeah, we do what we want. It's the Wild West down here, man. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy COVID story, right? So I'm in the club. We're working. We just got the ordinance from the state where you could, if you sold like 50% of your money came from food, you could sell alcohol. Otherwise, you had to sell non-alcoholic drinks. So we thought we were allowed to stay open. We're selling sodas, we're selling juice, we're selling all this stuff. Now, across the street from us is a restaurant called the Oyster Pub, and they sell food and they sell alcohol and this stuff. So we're getting customers from Oyster Pub coming over, wanting to see the show, want to see some titties, and they're coming over and drinking juice and whatever. And then about 2 hours into our shift, the SWAT team shows up and tells us if we don't shut down, we're all going to jail. You want to talk about a crazy night? Man, good Lord. Dude in a flak jacket comes up to the DJ booth and tells me to go home or he's taking me to jail because it's COVID and we're not allowed to be open. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm going to go home.
It was funny. It was funny how many bars and shit started selling like fucking hot dogs and like Totino's pizzas in the microwave in the back fucking during COVID.
The shadiness of the strip club industry. We got a partial food license so we can sell hot dogs and Hot Pockets and Pop-Tarts and bullshit. Started making French fries and popcorn in the back, selling it for $1 a bag so we can sell alcohol.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, there's a way, man.
When you're drinking.
Yeah. Well, there's a will to get drunk, man. People will find a way.
Listen, baby, two industries will never go broke: hospitals and bars.
Yeah, that's probably true.
What's your wildest?
If you're drunk, you're probably gonna get hurt.
Yeah, that is true. What's your wildest road story? Or your best road story?
Okay. This is one of my favorite only because it makes the people of the racetrack nervous. So we're in somewhere in Ocala, and I desperately have to pee. And it's almost 9 o'clock. We pull up to a racetrack, and we pull up to the side because they have a front entrance and a side entrance. Side entrance is where the bathrooms are. My buddy Jules pulls up to the side. I walk up to the side door. As I'm walking up to the side door with my sticks in my hand, brother sees me, locks the door.
Huh.
I said, brother, I got to pee. Can you just let me in to take a piss? He's like, nope, 9 o'clock. Got to lock the side door. So I'm fuming, right? So because I got to walk now, I got to walk all the way around, right? So I'm like a full heel mode. I'm like, okay, watch this shit. So I walk into racetrack. I go, really? Racetrack hates giving people that much? You're gonna make me walk across the freaking parking lot to take a piss? I go take a piss. I come out. I go, I'm gonna turn racetrack into a fucking hashtag. And I start walking out. He's so nervous he can't even bag our shit. Jules is trying to pay. Brother is shaking like he's got Parkinson's. As I walk out of the doors, I go, I lost my legs and not for this shit. And he goes, is he okay? Oh man, I made him so nervous. Another wild one was probably Philly, getting a chance to actually walk around Philly and see the Rocky Steps and do all that crazy stuff and get a chance to work a show WrestleMania weekend in a different state, in a different part of the country, explore, drive, all that. I love being on the road, dude. I'm a gypsy, man. I'm anywhere they're going to pay me is where I'm going. And hopefully this next year we'll go international. We're working on some stuff with the UK, and I'd love to go to Puerto Rico, even though it's technically America. To me, it's a different world. So I'm down for some chicharron and some rum, and let's have some good time and work.
Nah, it's definitely a different world down there. It's definitely a different world down there. It ain't America. I wouldn't consider it America at all.
I think
it's a colony. It is what it is, guys.
Whether they like it or not, it's a colony.
Yeah,
but no, man,
but it is a different world there. Yeah.
I think some of the craziest parts of my career have just been the experience of being on the road, going to Buc-ee's for the very first time. I think I was like 6 months in the business. I'd never been to a Buc-ee's in my life. we're at Waycross, and we end up at a Buc-ee's, and it's the middle of the day, and there's 4,000 people crammed into a damn Buc-ee's trying to buy some beef jerky and take a shit, and I don't know which way's up because my social anxiety, I feel like I'm stuck in a Walmart, and all I want to do is buy gas and get a snack. Where the fuck am I?
I still haven't had the brisket yet.
No, baby, listen. There's a place called Pearls in Micanopy, Florida, outside of Gainesville. It's in a gas station. You want to talk about brisket? You want to talk about barbecue? It's world famous. Buc-ee's ain't got shit on Pearls.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Check it out. Check it out.
Next time I'm up there, because that Panhandle, man, it's a different world up there.
It is. It is. It's a
totally different state.
I got chased by alligator up there, man. We were working on a show, and we're fishing, and we're sat on the side of a swamp, and I'm sitting in a little folding chair, and here comes this big ass gator eyeballing me, looking like a snack. So I know he's big and slow. I'm gonna eat him. Jules looks at me and goes, "Hey, gator bait, you might want to start moving." Next thing I know, I'm running up a hill faster than I ever moved in my life.
You want to make the news for that shit?
Hey man, I've made the news for a lot of things, not for getting eaten by a gator though. I ain't trying to do all that.
That's the real Florida man shit. Let's get into let's get into some business for you. December 7th, Daytona Beach at the Volusia Mall for Riot Pro Wrestling. You managing, you commentating, you announcing, what you doing there?
I am managing. Jules Bradley is in an intergender match, tag match, and he'll be doing his thing. This is our second appearance for Riot Pro. Very excited to work with them again. And then the next week is really our biggest show of the year to date. December 14th, DCCW, Baker County Fairgrounds, just outside of Jacksonville, Florida. Myself and Jules Bradley in the main event against Mr. Jake Logan for the DCCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Jake's the champ?
Yeah, Jake's the champ right now. We about to take it off him. Fight me, Jake Logan. I'm Jake Logan. No, I'm Stix. You're Jake, and you're about to lose, baby boy.
You said that's the 15th, right?
That's the 14th. It's the 14th, Saturday, Baker County Fairgrounds.
Saturday night.
And then the establishment on the 15th actually just got canceled today, so I'll probably just go down to OCC Roadhouse and check out FIP because they're doing a big super show on the 15th with everybody from WWN Proving Ground. They got a tournament, and that concludes on the 15th, so I'll probably just go down to OCC Roadhouse and check them out.
That's what, on Clearwater?
Yeah, outside of Clearwater.
We should do that instead. That's at 6:30, right? 6,
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and OCC Roadhouse is a real cool spot to see a show, and FIP always does it right.
Let's go, Ginger. It's only an hour and a half away.
Trevin, book me, brother. Trevin, book me, brother.
I'm trying to remember the one that they told me. That
it was. I think it was the announcer told. Yeah, the announcer told you. I think it was WWN.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so FIP is a sort of a network, right? WWN is their training school. They got FIP. They've got Shine, which is their women's division, and they're really all over the country, and they broadcast all over the world. So FIP is a good spot to be. It's kind of like NXT before NXT was NXT.
Yeah,
you've had guys like Daniel Bryan hold the title, CM Punk,
Seth Rollins,
Adam Cole, guys like that. So it's a really cool place to cut your teeth. And I've done some work for Proving Ground as a commentator and try to get some managing time with Jules. And Jules is in their Young Guns tournament right now. So if he ends up in the finals, he'll end up on that FIP Super Show.
Him and TJ Brady on Sunday, right? Or Saturday? This Saturday.
Fucking hate TJ Brady. Friday at Proving Ground.
December 6th.
TJ Brady can suck it, that ginger biscuit. God, I hate that guy. We did a match. We did a basic trailer park backyard brawl, if you will. This kid hit me with a wheelchair and a trash can. He is a walking hate crime. TJ Brady can suck it.
You weren't part of that trailer park match, right? I don't think I saw you there.
I was, yeah, I was indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I took a couple beatings in that match. I ended up in a floaty, a wheelbarrow. It was ridiculous. I got stickers all over me. I drove home covered in blood and mud. It was awful.
I gotta go
Sue
watch
you
that
for a
again.
hate crime, TJ Brady. I'm not talking about your face.
You gotta go watch that. That was a pretty fun match. TJ
It was
Brady's
not a
whole
fun match. It was entertaining to watch back if you're not a wrestler. That shit was awful. God damn. Stupid. Right after a hurricane, I got 75 mosquito bites, 3 different kinds of malaria, TJ Brady all over me. God, I hated that shit.
Show must go on, right?
Show must go on.
TJ Brady is trash.
What's been your favorite place to work so far?
Ooh. So, for nostalgic purposes, I'll say Go Wrestle because that's where I started. For actual storyline purposes, I'll say DCCW because this last year and a half, I've been building some really great stories with them, helping Jules get to a place where he's in the main event and has a title shot, but also working with a kid named Dylan Wheeler who's in a wheelchair, who's also trying to be a manager, who got in the business literally because of me, because he saw me doing it and wanted to try it. So now we have a feud that's been going on literally for a year. He's managing a tag team called Dylan Wheeler Incorporated DWI. And Dylan, of course, I think is a piece of trash too, because he's the Wish version of me. Like, if you want a lesser version of me, a guy who looks like an uncooked rotisserie chicken, cool. Hang out with Dylan. If you want the real deal, the 4-legged freestyle that is the limping, gimping, pimping Stix, the world's most famous plaything, call the real thing. We were supposed to have a match.
That's some great. Go ahead.
He's just so good with the mic. I'm just quiet here the whole show. I'm like, I can't add anything to this. This guy's just on fire.
Oh, I didn't even step on your shit.
Now I'm over here fucking my shit up.
No, I think those are my 2 favorite places to work. And then, of course, GCW with the relaunch and everything like that, and seeing GCW come back on the scene. I know sometimes Jeremy gets a bad rap, and I think the old Jeremy Gomez, I think, was indeed everything everybody said he was. But I think he really does want to be a different guy and come at the business from a different place. And honestly, one of my favorite parts of what I get to do is stuff like this. I love doing interviews. I love promoting the business. I love promoting myself. I love helping the business grow in any way possible. And to be such a different entity in the business, to be a guy with cerebral palsy who walks with canes and is an unexpected contributor to the business, I think that's what makes me unique and literally one of a kind. You don't see many guys like me who are big, strong, and gimpy all at the same time. So, I really enjoy getting opportunities to.
And you're beyond confident too, which it's great too.
Yeah, I think I earned it. And it doesn't come from a place of arrogance, because I don't feel like I'm an arrogant guy, but I know who I am. It took a long time to get to this place, to know who Stix is as a person, to know who Ken is as a person, who to know where I want to go and where I see myself as a quality performer, and to know my value as a human being. There was a long, long time where I didn't know who I was. I was unsure and insecure, and we all have those moments, right? But I think, my dad, before he passed away, was quite literally one of my biggest fans. He would listen to every radio show. He would watch everything I ever did, and then he would critique it and say, you could do this different. You could add this. You could try things. And he really put me in a place to not be afraid of myself, for lack of a better term, because it's not like my cerebral palsy is going away, right? There's no way to fix it. It is what it is. The only thing that's going to make it better is if I put myself in better physical shape, which is why, since I've walked away from the club and I'm doing this full time, I've started working out twice a day again, sort of like it back in that bodybuilder mode of getting myself back to the apex of physical shape, because the better shape I'm in, the more that I can do and the more that I contribute to shows for myself and for everybody around me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you've already talked about how you've helped one person get into the business with the same type of handicap, that you inspired them. So you inspire one person in the world, you've done good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't look at it like I don't go at life trying to be inspirational, right? I go at life looking at myself every day and going, what can I do better? Where can I improve? What I have this weird innate need to be better than I was the day before. Even if it's 5 more minutes on the treadmill, if it's 2 more minutes in the sauna, if it's I eat the right meal at the right time. Those little things make a huge difference. And I think if I do that and somebody sees it, or I make a little video, I do these little daily updates. I call them Stix fixes. I post them all over my social medias. They're short, little, less than 2-minute videos. I just talk shit, literally just cutting a promo on whatever the fuck I feel like cutting a promo on that day. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's not. Whatever. If somebody sees those and goes, "Hey, man, that's a cool way to look at life," or "That's a wrong way to look at life," and they want to tell me I'm a piece of shit, that's cool, right? Whatever sparks intrigue, whatever sparks interest, whatever gets eyes on me, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I can give two shits and a biscuit, right? Like it is what it is. Some they say that good press, bad press is all the same thing. It's all in how you use it. And that's how I'm looking at this. I'm literally in a place where I will not stop until I am at the apex of success, whatever that means to me. And that can change as time evolves, right? It could be the Fed, it could be AEW, it could be NWA, it could be TNA. It doesn't matter, right? If I'm getting paid to do what I love enough to feed my family and pay my bills, I'm a success as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Do I think I could be manager of champions? Absolutely. I've proven it. Jules has won titles in Alabama. He's won titles in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like we're doing it. We're actually doing it. And to say to the 10-year-old me who saw this on TV and thought, I want to do that I'm actually doing it now, right? There's a saying, I think it was Joe Rogan who said, you should be the guy you want to be when you're trying to get laid. The superhero you have in your head, the perfect apex masculine, like male that you see yourself as the superhero. If you're that guy all the time, your life will be fabulous no matter what it is. So that's kind of how I approach things. And for some people, it's too much. For some people, I'm a loud, brash, overbearing piece of shit who needs to buy a ticket and shut the hell up. But also, I'm doing it and you're not.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. You're doing what you want to do and finding what makes you happy. And most people can't figure that out at all.
Absolutely.
Well, and they're afraid to do the work. It takes a lot of work to go inward and realize the parts of yourself that you need to fix to get where you want to go, because there's a lot of fear that comes with it. There's a lot of this anxiety that comes with, well, I have all these flaws. Well, everybody has flaws, but sometimes your flaws can be your best asset, right? You flip it on its head and all of a sudden you're right where you want to be. But it takes that effort to be introspective and break it down and look at it from a different angle and get somebody else's opinion. You might not like what they say, but if they're honest with you and they give you an honest assessment of all these things that you think you need to be to get where you want to go, and you're willing to do the work, then it doesn't matter, right? But a lot of people are afraid of that work. That's why they have dead end jobs. That's why they live lives they fucking hate. That's why they have relationships that they don't want to have, because they're afraid to step out and see what's out there. But sometimes that willingness to jump, even when you don't want to, gets you in a better spot.
Wise man. I love your fucking attitude, man. I love your vibe, bro.
Thank you.
I fuck with you
Thank
now.
you. It's all kayfabe. I'm a
One more
miserable
thing.
piece of shit.
One more question so I can let you guys go. One thing that you know now that you wish you would have known when you first started.
Ooh. Fear is bullshit. Nothing is nearly as bad in real life as it is in your head. Fear is absolute bullshit.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that because I was that was me starting this shit with him. And that's why I used him as a crutch at the very beginning. Because I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know about getting on camera. I don't know about talking like that. And then him just talking shit to
Hey,
me so
listen, brother,
much.
if you need
I
extra
just
crutches, I got some in
overcame
the trunk. I'll go get you a pair. Like, I got you. I got you, bro. I got a wheelchair you can borrow. But I think on the other side of fear is a whole new life, and I think
Yeah.
we're all living proof of that. You literally just said it. You were afraid of putting this show together, and look where you are now.
Yeah.
You got dumbasses like me in your inbox going, "Hey, book me, brother."
Yeah. Glad you did, man. It'll fucking blast with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too, brother.
Jen, you got any questions for him?
No, I don't got any questions, but we do want to say thank you, man, because you for coming onto the show and also for getting in the ring with Cerebral Palsy. You get in that ring and you take bumps for our entertainment. I'm a full health and I'm not getting in the ring and taking any bumps for anybody's entertainment. So thanks a lot for doing that, man. Thank you.
Thank you for sure.
You're welcome. Keep buying tickets and follow me on all social media platforms at StixMan92. You can buy the merch at tpublic.com/StixFix, StixFix, the place to be and be seen with your boy, the four-legged freestyle, the limping, gimping, pimping, world's most famous plaything, Stix. Thank you, boys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ginger, go ahead and get your OnlyFans out there.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Just like and subscribe to Ginger Spice, okay? If not, it's fine. So why are you keeping on with this OnlyFans thing?
Because you're gonna bring it back, man. You're gonna bring it back. You started. You gotta finish what you started, man.
Nobody
No,
wants
it's not
to see my
OnlyFans. It's
old
OnlyMans.
balls.
You got it wrong. You got it wrong. Listen, you can find me on Feet Finder, gimpyfriends.com, all that ish. Trying to make that money, boys.
Absolutely. The world wants to see if the carpets match the drapes, Ginger. That wrestling dude, DODD everywhere, man. Like and subscribe again, Stix, man. Thank you for coming on, man. I had a blast with you.
Thank you, boys. Love you, boys.
Absolutely. Have a good night.